Here we have input on people in America, and let's hear their opinion of how this country's going. How's the president doing?
Disneyland. Among our allies, there's huge worry and no respect for his leadership. The Russians, the Chinese, the Iranians all believe now the U.S. is a declining power, which is why the Chinese flagrantly now are hacking the U.S. government files.
Thank you very much. Things are looking pretty bad for this country. Yet the media portrays us as everything's going great with Obama, doing a good job. Just like they're talking about the death of Beau Biden as being bad when it was good. If the messenger of God says somebody's going to die and they die, then he says, wow, great, God's here. We actually can really believe in God. We have a reason to believe in God. He said somebody's going to die and they die. Somebody terrible, somebody bad, somebody who is a tyrant. Beau Biden was nothing but a piece of shit tyrant. Thank God he was struck down. And our country's worse off, but the media is going to tell you things are great. They're pissing in your face and telling you it's raining. That's our media. And the public servants. They're pissing on you and telling you it's raining. And here is another gentleman with opinions of how it's going in our country, our great country of the United States of America. Citizens beware and listen up to this dude.
We've gotten to the point where our own government is a clear and present danger to our lives.
All right,
See what we say? Our own government is a clear and present danger to our lives. Well, God is here to protect us, to protect the United States citizen. That's the great news to bring you. The media lies. The public servants for over 200 years been attacking the citizens. Why? Because whenever you give a person power, like a police or even a medical care, you start giving people authority over you, they're going to abuse it every time. It's the way human beings are. So there's really no bad cop, and yet they're all bad. Because it's the nature of the authority that makes people bad, makes them do bad things. Especially when you do it as a group, people are more likely to do bad things as a group than by themselves. So we have a real big problem. Again, with the earthquakes and the volcanoes, you pretty much have to kiss your ass goodbye. And with the public servants completely out of control, with a history of what happens with public servants. They always go out of control. They always kill citizens. United States citizens been mass executed by their tyrant servants for over 200 years. Look at the history of our country. They don't teach you that in the public servant schools. They teach you to treat them as an authority. Again, here's some more video we'll go over, but the basic news is, the good news is God's here. But the number one thing God wants you to know after showing you the death of Beau Biden is the media lies. And listen closely for words of wisdom as you heard here today with these wonderful United States citizens. In the news, 2 heroes escaped from the tyrant's prisons. And I guess, I don't know if the news is that clear, but they executed a tyrant on the way out, or a tyrant's thug. Because many people, if you look at technicalities, the police are not tyrants, but they're tyrant thugs. They're, just like in Robin Hood, what was the deal with the guard? And you notice that you never know their name. I don't want to jump ship here too much, but you always hear the name Robin Hood. You know how many guards, the sheriff's men he killed, and you don't know any of the names of any of the deputies. Out of the many deputies he slaughtered, him and his merry men. They'd come out of the woods, ambush, use their arrows, kill deputies. We don't know the names of the deputies, but you know who? Robin Hood. Just like they know Timothy McVeigh. You don't really know any names of the people who were blown up by him in the federal building. Why is that? Why is that throughout history? We remember the heroes. We remember the guy who went out there and punched the tyrant in the nose, gave him a black eye throughout history. And today we're living in history. Heroes have escaped the bonds of tyranny, executed one of the thugs, one of the Sheriff of Nottingham's men, or however you would refer to this tyrant's thug, and here we go again. And our hearts and our wishes, best wishes, go out to these men that they slaughter more tyrants and they get away safely. What can we say but our hearts and our wishes and our prayers are with them? And God's on their side. God gave them the power to get out. God gave them the power to get away from him. They got all the cameras, they got everything. Yet these people get away because the power of God is with you. If you're willing to fight against this tyranny, God will be with you. God will empower you. Oh, and that brings up another thing, planning. Evidently arrested some people for planning to kill the cops. Now it's against the law to plan to execute tyrants, in other words. We don't have the freedom of speech. That would be under the freedom of speech. How about me, somebody in the movies, or Quentin Tarantino, who have cops being killed? There's hundreds of movies with cops are being killed. Are those people going to be arrested? No. The difference is the difference. Well, this is entertainment. In God's name, we pray. Thank you for being here tonight. But there is no plan here. They're just comments. I comment. We're here to give you the news like no other. No other will report the news that the crazy person shooting is the patriot, and that the pig, the tyrant's thug shooting him, is the crazy person. Yet, we've been doing this for 3 years, and people in this country are more starting to believe my commentary than all the corporate medias. And that Alex Jones, an internet guy, like the biggest internet star, is supporting the police beating people up. He also is supporting right away that ISIS is bad. So this Alex Jones, this conspiracy anti-government guy, is supporting the government's claim that ISIS is bad. Even though we know ISIS is really just poor people in another country that overthrew their country, overthrew the rich and took it and says, let's share everything. And that's why the Arabs are so dead set against them. The Arabs are just kings and super rich people. So ISIS are poor people, the 99% that are winning in that area. That's the 99% winning. Yet Alex Jones comes out, ISIS is bad. Alex Jones comes out, the police are all good, only a few bad ones. And that's the same thing you hear in the media, only a few bad guys in it. It has to be more than a few bad cops for there to be so many videos. So many instances. Every day we're learning anew. And that's the only one we see on camera, remember. The one we're finding out each day is just the one they're catching. And all throughout this nation, people are experiencing terrible things happening to them. And remember the stats given out by the FBI. You're 8 times more likely to be killed by these people calling themselves law enforcement. And thank you. This is an example where they're calling this channel is just a different type of news because of the planning. Now that if you're planning to kill cops, that's against the law. And I want to call this television show The Plan. We come and we'll talk about, get police on here, and they can explain what different plans are to attack them. And we'll learn about these plans to attack the tyrants. But that's what's different about this news channel than any in the country. It says, oh, well, Alex Jones is kind of like you. No, Alex Jones is nothing like this channel. Alex Jones supported the government with their ISIS, saying they're bad. We don't know. We've never actually saw a beheading, so we don't know about ISIS. We've heard they're poor people that overthrew the rich. The 99% of that country threw over the 1%. That's why all the countries that are dictators now want to join in and stop what's happening. The dictator group. So I don't know. That clearly shows me it must be something different than what the media is telling us. And again, we say Beau Biden deserved to be dead. We give you the news. God says death to Beau Biden. Death to this administration that attacked God's messenger. They attacked God's messenger. Okay, I'm getting off on here, but this channel you're hearing things differently. They're not escaped prisoners. They're escaped patriots on the run from this group of evil tyrants. They're in fear of their life, and all of us should be, because they're 8 times more likely to kill us, the tyrants, than terrorists. Bizarre. And then, oh, a great thing, I want to get Alex Jones on the picture for this. And Alex Jones has gotten it right. He says it's an administrative tyranny. And that's a really great insight. Because what this means is where maybe he's applying it to the president using administrative action to do things without going around Congress. That's one way, but another way is in all the court buildings around the country. They're using administrative action to check your bags for their security. This is a form of tyranny. This is real tyranny, where it defies our Constitution. We have the right to not be searched everywhere we go. Anywhere, you should never be searched unless you're in the middle of a bank robbery or perform some act of crime. Could they search you? Not that a crime in the area has been committed or so on. Anyways, they've overstepped their bounds, and I'm excited to hear somebody else say it's an administrative tyranny, because that's a very good way of looking at it. But it's a tyranny nonetheless, and that's why God is here in our time of need, and we will fight back against this tyranny. We'll continue to see it. Beau Biden was the death of that piece of dirt was inspiration and hope to all of us that God is here and God answers our prayers. Thank God. We hear more 200% increase in the death of these thugs in police costumes. This is good news, and the good news continues. And here we're about to see the police are about to beat up a young black girl. And they do this every day again, but we're not catching them. We're not going to get a camera every day. All day long across America, they're beating up women and children. And then when you shoot them, they say you're crazy. If you plan to shoot them, you're breaking a crime. You can't plan to shoot people that beat women and children. No, I say this commentator says it's your duty and obligation as a United States citizen to plan to blow them away for your rights and the safety of these children. Look what happens with children when people don't protect them from the tyrants and thugs. Yeah, you see there? The grabbing of the women, the grabbing and holding of the women, and it's this child wants to put the face down into the ground. I mean, for what reason? That's not law enforcement. Pulling a gun on a young man, one bad mistake there. Sitting down on the ground was not good enough. Look at that. Stop. See how he pushed her face down on the ground? That is illegal. He pointed at the young boy with the gun. Then a lady who was sitting down on the ground, forced by him to sit on the ground, under orders, that wasn't good enough. He had to smash her face into the ground. Remember earlier this week, they kicked a young man in the face who was complying. They hurt people who was complying to them. She was complying. Yet he goes up to him and wants to push her face into the ground. It's like, hey, if I say get down, I want you to smash your face into the ground. Do it quickly or I will threaten you with a gun. I will beat you senseless. This is criminal act. This is why they're being shot. This is why, since I've been commentating on this and speaking on this and reporting about them being the criminals, there's been a 200% rise in the execution of these scumbags. You see this happening, it's time for you to get your gun and get out there and goddamn it, make a plan. And I'm telling you, and I'm promising you, God is on your side. Again and again, we've seen it when they've taken down Beau Biden, a piece of shit in this criminal tyrant movie. He's a big deal in the tyranny. If we can knock down a chain like that, we can do anything with the power of God. These guys across the country, patriots, are rising, and God is with you. And I am so thankful that you rise up and be patriots. Plan your attack. Ambush these bastards. And I wanted to say that I am no longer going to party hardy every time you do it, because I'd be dead. So I'm going to have once a month feast. And we'll say all the names of the great patriots that are getting out there, like the Patriot cameraman. I want to know your name. I want to know her name. I want to know the boy that ran off who got threatened with the gun. I want to know you patriots' names. And on these monthly feasts, I'll hold feast each month of Freedom's Feast, and we will declare the names of patriots at these feasts. And there I shall party. But I originally said I'll party every time you take out one of these creeps, one of these thugs. I got to party every day now, so I can't do that. So we're going to be once a month, and on that month, respect the hard work, patriots. It's not easy getting up there and shooting these pigs in the face. It takes guts. And the least we can do is remember your name on the Feast of Freedom. And each time we have our Freedom's Feast, we shall declare your name, the Patriot. Thank God. Keep the bullets flying. Keep the ambushes up out there. God is on your side. And I'm excited to tell you that I know 100% of my heart and mind and my soul, God is on the side of the United States citizen. Stand up. Declare your right. And you're going to have to fight fire with fire. Strength of God is behind you in this war. We're going to win this war. The United States of America is going to win this war, and the citizens shall be the one who's victorious. Not these thugs, these tyrants. They're going down, and they have been going down. And we will continue to see the death of these scumbags. Thank God. Thank God for you all to be here. Thank God for your time. I appreciate it. Let me have a little tea. I hate to be rude, but us priests love our tea. Now let's thank the Lord for what we have here. We have a country coming together, working together against tyranny. Could we please be quiet? I'm only trying to do a video here. And 1, 2, 3. Thank God for the blessings of the many children who come to our aid and help us in this war against the tyranny. As they've made war on the American people, God comes into the fray and says, hell no, we're not going to allow this to happen. It's very peaceful, but the commandment of the messenger of God says for you to go out and fight for yourself. God will fight with you on your side. He's not asking you to sit back and say, oh, let's just let it happen. God will take care of it. God is going to be with us on the battlefield, but he wants you to get out and do what you got to do. And that's to do ambush after attack and ambush again. This is the way of the warrior of this war and this civil war. And God is speaking to you. He says, go out and do it. The time is right. Now is the time to strike. Never before in the history of the United States of America have we needed heroes and patriots like you to go out and act. Remember, as the great prophet said, do it! Now peace for you, brothers and sisters. Peace to all of you. And God will be with you in this battle. Peace on earth. Remember, go out, buy a gun, get plenty of ammo, learn to ambush. Now peace and God be with you. Amen. And we have a great friend here. Thank God for this great man. And I ask you a question, my great friend and honorable person. What do we do when we're faced with tyranny? Do we get out there and do we fight back?
Do it! Just do it!
By that you mean we are to arm ourselves and take it to the streets and stand up for our rights?
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true!
Thank you for those words of wisdom. Thank God for you. And I agree. And God agrees. God says,
just do it! What are you waiting for? Do it!
Exactly. What are you waiting for? Get that gun, get that ambush, be a patriot.
Just do it!
Exactly. Thank God for your time. God bless you. With peace, go. Amen.
Yes, you can!
I want you to go out and have a good night and enjoy the power of God. And good luck.